API stands for Application Programming Interface. API is the in-between of the front-facing part of the website you see while web browsing and the information requested from the backend, which you do not see. If you are ever on a website, you click a button but nothing happens, that is a good sign that the API is somehow messed up. Either the HTML request is not connecting to the Python code that deals with the backend operation, or the backend operation itself has an error. This is to say, the front end of a website tells you nothing about the functionality of the website. A website can be written entirely with HTML, look great, and do nothing. The website also might have perfectly functional backend, but without the functional compatibility provided by the API, those two things cannot communicate and operate. Like here, for the purpose of demonstration, I've removed the link this button is clicking on was meant to go to. This would likely be an example of a backend issue. The link was not properly input on the backend. To explain in everyday terms, imagine you are at a restaurant and make an order to a waiter. The waiter tells your order to the kitchen, who gives your meal, a new thing, to the waiter, who gives it back to you. In this example, the waiter represents the API. The waiter is the in-between of you making the request on the front end and being delivered it from the back end, the kitchen. In a sentence, API takes whatever click or request you make and directs you to that information should it exist. But just like if you order pizza at a steakhouse, you'll get nothing. The same is true if you go to the ESPN.com search bar and look for flight times. Here is not a failure in API, rather a successful non-result. An example of a type of issue involving API is a DDoS, or Direct Denial of Service attack. Flooding the service hosting APIs will cause the servers to be overwhelmed and response times to either increase or load so long that they time out. This is one reason that why, if you are a business, there exist a few types of internet security solution that fend off against different types of threats, i.e. DDoS attacks. Big to mid-sized businesses, small businesses with a large presence in the community, and local governments should consider API and DDoS protection to ensure networks remain online and operational. You can learn more from any such protective service provider.